I'm fine. I'm fine are the most lying words that you can ever use. They don't describe anything. You use I'm fine as a get out clause for when you don't want to talk about anything, because nothing is fine. Nothing's ever fine. There's a huge stigma around mental health. You don't really talk about that kind of thing. It's not that it's taboo, but everybody's got their own shit, and everybody cracks on with it.
I've always had OCD, but I went to, about 2.5 years ago, I went to the doctor to see if I could talk to anyone about it and do CBT or something like that. And for the first time, words like depression and anxiety and stuff like that were kind of thrown in my direction. And then basically had about 1.5 years of being really, really anxious and really, really depressed. And I got a bit agoraphobic for a while and couldn't leave the house and do stuff like that. It was all social anxiety, so it was based around me kind of going to friends' houses and stuff like that and having to leave after 10 minutes just because I was having mini panic attacks and stuff like that. And yeah, it took me about 1.5 years really to kind of get over it.
I had a bad experience when I was 6. I was sexually abused. That was one thing that really did a number on me for quite a few years. I didn't say anything about it until 6, I think I must have been about 16, and then all of a sudden I just decided that I needed to talk about it. And yeah, no, everything got a lot easier after that really. It was my eldest stepbrother, for about 6 months while I was 6 years old, decided to basically make me do anything he wanted. Other than, of course, everything else, he just decided, and that was that really.
At first I thought, I'm just sad because any child's going to be upset about their parents breaking up. And then a few months down the line, more and more things started happening. It came in threes. Everything comes in threes, and it came in threes in the space of 2 months. And I think that's just what stopped me. So then that's when my mum decided to take me for a walk and talk to me. And then we talked about how I felt, and she kind of started to realise. And then that's when she took me to the doctors.
I felt like I suffered for so long, and on some of my last days of school in year 11, I told a lie to four of my friends, saying that if I was going to go to Thailand to join the army, but what I was actually doing was planning on, just dying. Going back to 2007, 2008, I had a little bit of a breakdown, and it was, I'd like to say that it came from nowhere, but I think it was a long time coming. According to the papers, what I had was moderate to severe depression. It's kind of hard to label that kind of thing, because I know that everybody at some point suffers from it.
She said that I'm suffering from depression and anxiety because of the amount of stress I've had to deal with in the past year or 6 months. Those tablets are there just to give you that push, not to make you completely happy. I have to do that for myself. I can only help myself, and those tablets are there just to give me that little bit more of a push to basically say I can do it. I just need a bit of a tap on the shoulder, maybe.
The thing that I didn't like about Prozac was that you think you feel numb, but then you take that and then you just feel even more numb because you don't get any kind of feeling. It's just fake.
But I have had side effects, so constantly tired. They're so tiring, and I almost feel worse within the first few weeks of taking them. But they said that it's just them getting used to the balance. So I'm just very, very tired with them.
I think mental health in men and women is a kind of like a different issue really, because men don't necessarily have the same social like networks and the same social support that women do.
But spending a bit of time with the school counsellor Jenny, they kind of decided that, well, and there was a joint decision from everybody for me to go to a psychiatric hospital. For the first month I was informal, so that means that I had the choice to be there because I knew that I needed something, I needed some kind of help because I couldn't carry on that way. I just felt so wrong. After the first month, I realised that I had to get out of there because just being surrounded by things that remind you of why you're there and talking to people in the same boat as you, it was driving me crazy. So I tried to leave, and then they sectioned me because I was a danger to myself. There came a point of when I saw a few accidents in the hospital, and I just realised that if I don't start trying, I don't necessarily need to feel better. So I started to start cooperating. I stopped doing attempts. I stopped self-harming. I done everything that I could just to get out, and gradually they started to give me more freedom, and then they gave me a 6-hour leave. So leave is when you could just get outside the grounds and actually walk around. I didn't go home during that 6-hour leave. I was kind of institutionalised. I was really frightened, and just the whole world was just so big. And I literally just walked around for like 6 hours, just because I could. It was just so nice just to get fresh air. Looking back, the whole experience is just like you can liken it to Big Brother, because the whole group's there. They're all like sitting around each week, waiting to see who gets to go home and who gets to leave.
Like the ache that you feel inside, you just want it to go away. So it'd probably be easier if you weren't here. Probably. I'll have good days, and then I'm thinking that's the danger then, because I think I'm fine. I don't need to take my tablets. I'm fine. But they've got to give it 6 months. I'm still sad, I think. Well, I know I am. The confidence is shattered as well. That's horrible. It just came to a point where I didn't even want to go outside. I didn't want people to look at me. I thought people were constantly talking about me. And I just didn't think it was going to be tough, because I thought, I'm 20 years old, I can deal with it. The confidence is shattered. It just came to a point where I didn't even want to decide. And I just didn't think it was going to be tough, because I thought, I'm 20 years old, I can deal with it. Thinking that was disgusting. It just came to a point where I didn't even want to decide. And I just didn't think it was going to be tough, because I thought people were constantly talking about me. And I just didn't think it was going to be tough, because I thought, I'm 20 years old, I can deal with it. Confidence is shattered as well. I didn't think it was going to be talking about me. It just came to a point where I didn't want to confidence is shattered as well. That's horrible. Confidence is shattered. And I just didn't think it was going to be tough, because I thought, I'm 20 years old, I can deal with it.
Obviously, like, male suicide rates are much higher and stuff like that, and I don't think it's because men are more depressed or men kind of are like, maybe they are more susceptible, but I don't necessarily think it's just a gender thing. I think it's much more of a social kind of like social issue, really, which isn't really going to change.
The most prominent suicide attempt, I waited until midnight and had some kind of like, I think it was The Killers, this day and age, and in the background the album, and I was just tired of failing with overdoses, and I just tried something different. So I got a bin liner plastic bag, tied it around my head, got a belt, locked it up, and then just waited. Hyperventilated so it happened quicker. And I think it was after I was just gasping for air, I think it was my sister Sahara who ripped the bag off my head, and I was just in a state of shock for it didn't feel like that long, but I just remember just like staring up at the ceiling, just not being able to move, just feeling my sister kind of just like slapping my face, just trying to get me conscious. But the funny thing is, when I'm not scared of death or dying still, because when that experience happened, I wasn't really 100% sure what's going on, but I did see this like white light, and just I was in a field, like a colourful field, with like silhouettes of people, and they were all just warm and smiling, and like it was crazy. I can't describe it. It was this strange kind of like euphoric feeling of this is nearly over.
Speak about it. It does help, and it does get easier. I feel much better for being able to talk about it in the way that I've spoken about it. The counsellor that I did do the counselling with even said that I'm the youngest person she's ever had, and she's ever counselled on this sort of thing. Same with the courts, they've all said the same thing. They all said they're really surprised that a 16-year-old boy at that point could then turn around and say, well, this happened to me, and be as confident as I was at that point in time.
I'm not there yet to see someone, I don't think. At the moment, my head's thinking, why on earth would I want to speak to a stranger and sort my problems out? Because they're not going to sort my problems out. I feel like only I can sort myself out.
People can develop obesity from biological factors, and people can develop diabetes. Then why can't they develop mental health? I don't think that is as strong as a factor as environmental factors, because obviously it's the experiences that define the person that you are today. Everybody has different coping mechanisms. Something as a girl losing her teddy bear can be traumatic for someone seeing their family shot in front of them. Everybody just reacts to things differently. I think external factors are more likely to fuck you up.